15. Count 'em, 15 human body parts that will disappear one day. If you ever thought that all people are built the same, think again. If you thought that all our body parts are vitally important, wrong answer. In the first part of The Descent of Man, Charles Darwin identified roughly a dozen body parts that he gleefully described as useless or nearly useless. Darwin's catalog was far from complete. Our bodies are littered with the parts we don't need. So we've prepared a shocking list of 15 body parts that will disappear in the future. Give us a thumbs up and keep watching. That is, if you don't lose your thumbs. Counting down from number 15, body hair. Body hair used to protect humans from severe weather conditions. But what about now, when we have our cozy woolen sweaters and leather jackets? Well, apparently, most hair on the human body serves no function, so it is very likely to get extinct in the future. Besides brows, perhaps, they keep the sweat from our eyes. And the male facial hair plays a significant role in attracting the opposite sex. So they tell me. Number 14. Paranasal sinuses. And we have a lot. Frontal, ethmoidal, sphenoidal, maxillary sinuses, hoy. In fact, no one knows why we have these troublesome mucus-lined cavities. Perhaps to make the head lighter? Probably it's not. Number 13. Extrinsic ear muscles. Some animals, rabbits and dogs for example, can move their ears independently. How does this happen? Thanks to these exotic-sounding muscles. But do you know what? People also have them. That's why some gifted individuals can wiggle their ears. Don't envy. These muscles serve no purpose. There is just one fact. They react to positive emotions, though nobody understands why. Number 12. Wisdom teeth. Oh, this pain, this bother. Why does our bodies have to grow them just to have them pulled out later? Well, it's simple, because dentists have to pay for their boats. Well, actually, it's obvious that early humans had to chew plants in order to get enough calories to survive. But these days, only about 5% of the population has a set of these, let us be honest, useless teeth. What is more, as human jaws have become smaller in the process of evolution, the rest of the people simply don't have space in their mouth for these teeth. Back in the days when toothpaste didn't exist, they were kind of backup grinders, but nowadays, we hope they will be the first to disappear from the list. Number 11. Neck rib. Have you never heard about neck ribs? Oh boy! It's a set of cervical ribs, possibly a leftover from the age of reptiles. They still appear in less than 1% of the population. Some people have such a rib only on their left or right side, while some have both. They often cause nerve and artery problems. Maybe that's the reason why most people who have them get them removed. Number 10. Palmaris muscle. There is a long, narrow muscle running from the elbow to the wrist. It is already missing in 11% of humans today, so it's a safe bet that with time it will disappear completely. Once it was important for hanging and climbing, but nowadays, let's face the truth, unless you're a martial artist or a rock climber, you wouldn't care or even notice if it disappears. Number 9. Male nipples. First of all, that is the question. Why do both men and women have nipples? Well, it is quite curious. In the early stages of fetal development, an unborn child is effectively sexless or without gender. Thus, nipples are present in both males and females. Men generally lack the necessary levels of prolactin to stimulate lactation and so cannot produce milk. But there are exceptions to this rule. Number 8. Erector pili muscles. Did you know that these are the small muscles that allow animals to puff up their fur for insulation or to intimidate others? Gotta see my dog. Ever seen your cat looking like a porcupine? It's them. These muscles are working. They're meant to ensure that an animal seems larger than it is. Therefore, there is a higher chance to scare the enemy away. Now, it's time for a surprise. Humans have such muscles too. Goosebumps are the indicator of them at work. We get them when we're frightened, amazed, or cold. Apparently, we've lost most of the fur and acquired warm clothes. We don't need any additional protection from freezing temperatures or the source to intimidate our rivals anymore. These days we use cars for that. Therefore, it's likely that these muscles will disappear with time. Are you enjoying this video so far? Remember to hit the like button when we're done. But wait, there's more to come. Number 7. Appendix. Why do we need it at all? This narrow muscular tube attached to the large intestine served its purpose many centuries ago. It was a special area for digesting cellulose, when the human diet consisted more of plants than animal food. But what about now? Some research shows that this part of our body can be, in fact, useful. It might store special bacteria, good for those who suffer from diarrhea. Anyway, the appendix may inflame and lead to appendicitis. This is considered one of the most widespread emergencies. An immediate operation is typically needed, but it can be done through laparoscopic surgery and only take about 8 minutes. By the way, did you know that, according to research, men are more prone to having appendicitis than women? Number 6. 13th rib. Our closest cousins, chimpanzees and gorillas, have an extra set of ribs. What about humans? Most of us have 12. Except for 8% of adults. They have an extra one. Oh, you've never heard of coccyx? Yeah, it's a great rock band. No. What about its other name? A tailbone. It's all that is left of the tail that most mammals still use for balance and communication. What's more, there have been 100 documented cases of babies who were born with a tail, which of course makes it challenging to buy pants. Anyways, what is the purpose of a tailbone? There is none. Well, several muscles are attached to this point, and it does help us support ourselves when we sit down and lean back. However, it's not vitally important. Number 4. Third eyelid. A third eyelid, you will ask? Do we have it? Yes, we humans retain a tiny fold in the inner corner of the eye. It is what is left of a membrane birds and mammals have had for protecting the eye and sweeping out debris at the same time, providing visibility. We don't need this function anymore. Most of us are wearing glasses, so it's a high possibility that it will disappear with time. Number 3. Darwin's Point. It is a small folded point of skin toward the top of each ear that is occasionally found in modern humans and many Vulcans. It may be a remnant of a larger shape that helped focus distant sounds. Nowadays, only 10% of people have this greeting from the past. But there is a theory that many more are the carriers of the gene responsible for its appearance. It just doesn't show. Anyway, with all the modern technologies used for enhancing hearing, it's no wonder that it's becoming extinct. Number 2. Subclavius muscle. Now this is a small muscle that stretches under the shoulder from the first rib to the collarbone. It would be beneficial if humans were still walking on all fours. It's not the case, but some people still have one, some have none, and there are a few who have two. And number 1, toes. Yes, you heard correctly. Scientists have found out that humans used to walk and balance more in the middle of their feet, but now we have gradually transferred to balancing more on the side of our big toe. Studies also show that our center of balance is still shifting inward. So in fact, this means that humans used to rely on their toes for balance, but now they don't use them as much. If this trend keeps up, we will no longer need our toes. And when you're playing with your infant baby's foot, you'll be going, "This little piggy went to the market, and hey, where'd everybody go?" Do you think this future is a likely one? Share your opinion in the comments, and share this video with your friends. They need to know what to expect in the future. Tell them it's happening next week.